Hey guys, it's Jen from over at worldofjencraft.com, and this is our project for today. Isn't that little piggy just the cutest? So I haven't used this set for a while, and I thought I would bring him back and do something kind of sweet but super simple. Let's get to the supplies and I will show you how I put it together. I brought out my Whisper White Classic Weave ribbon, a sparkle. I haven't used sparkles in a while. The stamp set This Little Piggy, which I just absolutely love. It is one of my all-time favorites. And the Layering Squares framelits. Yep, there it is, the Hexagons embossing folder. The Stampin' Blends that I used are minimal, just light and dark pink pirouette, a dark smoky slate, and light and dark daffodil delight. And to stamp out my image, I used Memento Tuxedo Black. For the dimensions for the supplies that we are using, the cardstock, you are going to need a 4 1/4 by 11 scored at 5 1/2 to create your card base, a 3-inch scalloped square, and a piece to stamp your pig, and then I ended up cutting it down to a 2 5/8 inch square, which fit onto this. Powder pink cardstock is 4 by 5 1/4, and I have went ahead and pre-embossed this just to cut down on our video time today. 2 7/8 inch square is also in the powder pink. So let's get started on coloring in our little piggy. And I am not going to do anything fancy because I don't know how to do anything fancy really with the coloring yet. So I'm just going to go ahead and color in the entire pig using our light powder pink. And this goes on fairly quickly, and you don't have to use a very heavy hand as the marker just flows, the ink just flows right out of this marker. So I'm just putting a nice layer here to begin with, and I can't forget his arm. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring back in, bring in the dark powder pink, and I'm just going to give him a little bit more inside of his ear using that dark pink, and maybe just bring a little bit over here, kind of accent these little lines a little bit. And of course I want to give him a little happy cheek. And then I'm just going to come around and go just around the edge here of his body, maybe kind of coming underneath of his arm a little bit. Just wherever you feel maybe a little shadowy area would be nice. And I'm not an artist. I don't really do too well with seeing that kind of stuff. So this is all just basically a guessing game for me at this point. And then I'm going to come back over all of it just with a second layer of the light powder pink. And I'm going to come in here and make little kind of swirly motion, just trying to make it so that line of the dark powder, dark pink pirouette is not as noticeable. So you just kind of want to blend that all in together. That's just going to kind of give a nice shadowy look to him or her. Could be both, huh? So come in here, we can't forget his little leg over here. So I think I'm just going to leave it at that. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give his tail is just going to be the darker of the two alone. Let's grab out the light and dark Daffodil Delight. So I'm just going to do it, the petals in the light to begin with. And I'm going to come back with the dark and add it to my center, and then I'm just going to kind of come up here at the very edge of the start, I guess, of each petal and just kind of add that in. And you could go back over it with the light if you'd like, but I'm just going to go ahead and leave it as is. And I'm going to grab out my dark smoky slate and just get his little hooves here. And I did forget to mention that I am using just some light old olive for the stem. So now that all of our coloring is done, let's just go ahead and adhere that to our powder pink square. And that's going to get adhered to our white scallop. I just absolutely love the powder pink with the crisp of the whisper white together. It's just such a, I don't know, I like the combination. So I added 4 Stampin' Dimensionals to the back side, and then I'm just going to go ahead and throw this so it's even between the top and the right and left sides of my powder pink, and throw some adhesive onto the back here. And then I'm just going to wrap my ribbon so it's, I think I might bring it up a little bit more so it's a little more under the piece that has the image. I think on my other card I had it more centered between the bottom of this and the I guess bottom here, but I kind of like having it a little bit closer to this. So I'm going to go ahead and put adhesive on this again, and that is just going to get adhered directly down onto our whisper white card base. And I'm going to grab out my ribbon again and create a bow. And make it maybe a little bit smaller. I don't want it too huge. So kind of bring this down a little bit. And again, I always make my little bows a little bit smaller than what I want to begin with, and then as I go to tighten it, they just naturally become a little bit bigger. So bring this in just a little bit so they're even. So I think that looks about right. And just kind of trim off the edges. Oops. Well, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to go more at an angle and I didn't, and so now I have to make this one more even. Oh my gosh. All right, so we're going to adhere this on with a glue dot. And the glue dot that I'm using is a little bit bigger for this one. So I'm just going to stick that on the back here and just kind of make it so it's not noticeable. And I'm going to throw it over here on the right hand side of my card. And then what I'd like to do as well is I'll go ahead and stick another glue dot underneath so it just kind of keeps my ribbon in place where that bow is. So just like that. And the very last thing that I did was I added a little sparkle to the center of the flower. And this is an older set of sparkles just because I still have some. The new sets of sparkles that Stampin' Up has in the catalog, they're the same sizes, but they're just done up on a different sheet. So that is it, and it is not it because I forgot to color in my grassy area. So I'm just going to take my old olive, my light old olive, and just kind of color under here and use my, kind of make some little strokes where the grass is just to bring that up a little bit. All right, now we're done. So this is it. This is our project. Just kind of something simple, sweet, and oh so stinking cute. Love it, love it, love it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I know that there was no special technique or really anything different, but I just thought the card turned out pretty darn cute. So thanks for watching, and if you would like printable downloadable dimensions, you can head over to my website worldofjencraft.com and check them out over there. Talk to you later. Bye.